I really need to come up with something other than listeners. We need like a term. Like Critical Role has critters. So if you guys have an idea of what you guys should be called, you can email Inebri-art at yahoo.com, and maybe we'll start using it. But welcome back. And we're just recording this quick little blurb at the beginning of our podcast like we do sometimes. And it is to say a great thank you to Copic Markers. They've been our sponsor this month. They gave us a box full of Copic multi-liners to pass out at our life drawing group back at the beginning of this month, and all the people there were really appreciative. They really liked them. If you haven't used Copic Markers, you should definitely go out and pick some up. They are a little on the pricey side, I'm not going to lie, but they're refillable. So once you run that marker dry, you can go out and you can get a refill, usually about $5, and it refills the marker 4 or 5, maybe even 6 times. It's got quite a bit of extra ink in there. Every color that you can possibly think of, Copic is a really great product. I use it myself all the time. And they have multi-liners and a whole assortment of other things. So check them out. Again, thank you, Copic. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to drawing more with Copic products in the future. So thank you. All right, so welcome, listeners, back to the Inebri-art podcast. We are back here at the Craft Beer Cellar in Plymouth, Mass. And if you are ever down here, make sure you stop in and check out all the available beverages. They have beer from all over the world, and you can build your own 6-pack, one beer at a time. And we are here today with a good friend of ours that we've known for quite a while.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah, Melissa Heath.
Hello.
And Melissa is a hairstylist. Is that the correct terminology?
Yes.
I'm not a hair-cutting person.
Yeah, we don't call each other hair cutters.
No. So it's hairstylist.
Hairstylist. Stylist.
And it's where I go to get my hair did.
Yes, but not by me.
Melissa will not cut my hair. So we met Melissa when she was waiting tables.
Yes.
And
before the big
actually,
shebang.
we knew your brother first.
Yes.
From hanging out and drinking.
Yep.
And then you were waiting tables at Lucioso's, and we all started hanging out there.
Exactly. Got my little pit stops.
Yeah. So what led you to decide to be a hairstylist? And, when did that start?
It, kind of just fell into place. I never wanted to do it. Never. Ever.
Did you never want to do it because, your mom did it, and you're I'm not going to be like her?
Yes. I'm don't want to be like Mom, don't want to be trapped like Mom. I'm 23 years old, and I spend more time with my mother than any 23-year-old. Yeah. And if they say, oh, no, I spend a lot of time with my mom, no.
Well, you are with her all the time because you work together.
Almost 24/7. If I'm not sleeping 12 hours, 9 hours, then I'm with Mom.
Right.
So, I like it. It's fun. But I honestly never thought I was going to get into it. And then I went to a hair show, and it was right after high school. It's what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because everyone's well, you got to do something. You got to go to, and this was big when college and loans were good for you. Mm-hmm. And they were go to college, go to college. I was going to the bathroom for 45 minutes in high school. There was no way I was going to college for 45 minutes and barely being let out of class. That's what I've got told. I don't know if it's true or not. Some people show up, some people don't. Not for me.
In college, it's.
I have no idea.
I think the hardest thing about being in.
I knew, but I don't know.
I think the hardest thing about being in college is no one gives a shit if you're in class or not. You're it's not like school where you're I have to show up, or there's going to be phone calls and.
See, then I maybe have liked it.
Well, but then the problem is if you don't go, no one cares. So there's the only person you're accountable to is yourself.
Exactly.
And so that can be tough for some people. Because if you're not a particularly good student, then you become well, why am I going to bother going? And you start partying. And
yeah.
So.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hang out. I'm going to wait tables. Because I was, like, used to work at the pancake place back in the day.
Like IHOP?
Yes.
Okay.
IHOP, pancake for days. and then I was like, I kind of like this. You're like, you talk with people for a couple minutes. You're on to the next one. And it keeps going. And it's a fast pace.
Yeah.
So I always like that fast pace. But I was like, so maybe I'll be like a manager of something. Maybe I'll run a waitress. Or I know, like, long-time living waitresses that have been doing it and, like, supported their family.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like
especially at Lucios's. I mean,
Oh,
there's several of them that have been there. Or not there, but have been waiting or bartending. Or
for
what.
years.
Yeah. Huh?
So I was like, I'll just get myself into that. And then mom was kind of like, I've always would go to the hair shows and go to classes with her since I was like 13 years old. I would see like this lady Tabitha, be like, that's so cool. But then I would like see what she dealt with coming home, and I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You would like you literally are like a therapist. You like see people, and it's like it's a lot.
Yeah.
And too, I was like, I can't cut hair. I can't do that. I can't cut with scissors. I had fears of cutting my own hair.
And so then you went to school, where did you go to school for?
Empire Beauty.
Okay.
Which was funny because it was my mom's school too, but it's called Blaine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of Blaine.
Blaine. So Blaine bought Empire.
Yeah.
And the same teacher taught me.
They taught your mother?
Yeah.
So at the hair shows, that's kind of like where you go and see demos of like all the crazy
like
trends and
Comic-Con of hairdressing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they do it like people like hair like attending like you're either dressed to the nine, like you're either in all black or you're really kind of like you see a lot of outrageous wear in hair, and like you would look at hair and be like, I would never, but that looks good on her. Like, or like, holy moly, they can rock that style. Like, there's so many different forms and styles of hairdressing, and you like, it's pretty much like they all are there at one time. And then they put alcohol involved too.
Well, of course, every convention.
Yeah. But then one of the spokesperson was saying on one of the shows, she goes, do you think they do this in like doctors or nursing like conventions? Like, do you think they have drinks while you're like up here like on doing a demo and like giving a speech or showing how something's done with like loud crazy music and booze? Yeah. And they're like, this is a crazy environment. To get everyone to sit down, you really got to put like a little bit in them.
Yeah. I feel like every convention is kind of like everyone's getaway while they're quote unquote working.
Yes.
To go have some drinks, because I actually just did one for the company that I work for, and like everyone was walking around with beers and for companies I used to work for, like the managers would go off to their big managers meeting. And there'd always be the tale of that one manager who got too shit-faced and doesn't have a job anymore.
Yes.
So, yeah,
I think... Or the performer that's with hot, bright lights, loud music.
Yeah.
Showed up to the hair show and can't stand on stage because the lights are so hot, so you're, like, hung over the hot lights. That's why they go, Stylist on Friday nights. Are you going out? No, I gotta work tomorrow, Saturday.
So now, at these shows, are there people getting their hair cut?
Yes. So, this is what's outrageous. This was one of my first hair shows when I was, like, 13 years old. It was, like, down in Rhode Island. I go into the convention center. And this is when they just...
That's where I was last.
Oh, really? They do great conventions down there.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Oh, so much fun in Rhode Island. I love it. But then, so they go in, and before it used to be, like, you signed, and you had whatever was done to your hair done.
So, like, you would just sign, like, I want... some guy to cut my hair. You sign a piece of paper and you have
pretty
no
much
control?
like a waiver.
Yeah.
Like a waiver. Like, we can do whatever to your hair.
That's horrifying. Did you ever do that?
Yes, I did sign up, but here's the thing. I did make sure I had some control. That's what some girls didn't do. They would be in beauty school or be models or be, like, just random girls off the street. Like, oh, yeah, like, I'll go to a hair show, get my hair all done. They'll make me look all pretty. No, honey, you're coming out looking editorial. Like, the girl, they...
like half cut?
half cut, funky colors.
Like, this is what's not to do.
Yes, but at the same time, it was kind of like, it was hair, and holy moly, I can make it look like stick straight up on one side and like be cut like right under the ear and shaved like in certain parts, or like
at least its hair will grow back.
Yeah, I will say then there's some crazy elaborate updos and things like that. Like, it's like that you would do with like crimper and teasing and adding hair pieces and adding funky hair colors that you wouldn't wear to prom. That you would be like, if my hairdresser did this to prom, my like date is gonna like ditch me and take out my best friend instead of me. Like, completely. It was crazy.
So what is like your favorite, I don't know, style? Like, what is your favorite part of your job? Like, what do you enjoy the most?
Thing to do?
Yeah, like cutting or dyeing or cutting. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's like cutting, perms.
Do people still get perms? Is that a thing? I thought that was like
with 2 inches on their head, like you do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a perm.
No, please don't.
Okay. All right.
If you get a keratin treatment, call me. I'll still do your hair.
If I get a what?
It's a keratin treatment.
What is that?
It's like a smoothing treatment.
Okay.
So if you want to make your beard all nice and soft,
I just have visions of like my beard up in one curler and trying to get it under that like dryer thing.
Be like, woo! I know, and then you see the outrageous things on like Facebook, Pinterest.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but my favorite thing would probably be like hair, like color.
Yeah.
Because it's such a challenge that every time going into it, it's something different. The hair structure is different. What's in it, because it's not like you never start off with a white canvas.
Right.
You're constantly mixing colors to like overlap on each other. Mm-hmm. Like and then you have a chemical.
Is there like people that come in and be like, I want pink hair, and they have like jet black hair, and you're like, oh, this isn't gonna work out.
Like hairdressers put out, or it's like you see those memes and only really you're like, what do they mean? Like box dye hair, and I want to be platinum blonde.
Yeah.
It's literally so true.
So like,
and everyone's like,
I'm assuming
I don't get why
box dye hair is bad, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So bad. It has like metallic metals. Your hair keeps getting darker every time you do it. And it fries your hair, and it does it because it's a metal on your hair. It's not allowing any condition to your hair. No, like, your conditioner, your water, no oils going in. It pretty much, like, repels and lets your oils sit on top of your hair.
Gross.
Yeah.
So is that, like, the most common mistake that people make?
Yeah. Which my mom used to box dye her hair. Like, I remember, like, walking in and, like, she would be doing her hair, like, back at home. But when you have kids, like, a certain budget, like...
Yeah, I mean, sometimes...
It's so easy to go ahead and grab it, but then the most common mistake that everyone makes with it is they overlap it because they want to, like, make it, like, brighter, or, like, oh, I want to pull the color through.
So they put, like, one color on top of another?
Yeah. So pretty much, like, the hair is already colored, and then you just run the color through on the ends again, because it'll just kind of, like, re-brighten it. It doesn't re-brighten it. It actually makes it way darker. And it's pretty much like if they took, like, pavement and just paved over a road.
Okay.
They just put, like, pavement on top of pavement instead of, like, hey, I gotta remove that
So to try and, like, fix the underlayer, you can't do.
You can't do.
Yeah.
You just gotta cut that baby right on out. You gotta scrape it on off.
So,
stinks.
why is it you won't cut my hair?
I
mean, I know why.
Because your haircut gives me a heart attack. It makes me hot. Like, sweat, like talking
You heard it
about
here,
it right
fish.
now.
My haircut makes women hot.
Well,
can I get that as a ringtone?
Yeah, you can. We should, like, record it.
Your haircut makes me hot. Your haircut makes me hot. Excuse me, that's my phone.
Yes.
No.
Oh my god, we need to make that as my ringtone. Don't answer my phone when that happens. But no, your hair...
So I have a weird cowl look,
that's why,
basically.
You do, and your texture of hair, my mom can master it. My butt cannot, unfortunately.
Someday your mom's going to retire.
No, she's never going to retire.
I'm still going to need my haircut.
It's never going to fall out either, I know that.
Yeah.
So,
you did it one time, you were a little... panicky.
Oh, I was a little nervous. I had sweat coming down my face. I was like, oh, makeup's all off.
She's like, is that all right? I'm like, yeah, sure, I can't The worst part is when I have to take my glasses off to get my hair cut, so I can't see shit. So they're like, "How's this?" I'm like, "Mom, I trust you."
Yeah, and I'm like cutting, thinking like shorter. Yeah, no, never. Shorter is never better with your hair.
Yeah.
If not, I will hopefully be helping my mom still run the business, and I think I already have a stylist for you for when she does retire, because she does awesome hair, because that's what makes a great team.
But I like you.
I know you like me, so I'll stand there and I'll block off my time. I'll stand in front of the mirror and have conversation with you as she cuts your hair, because
and I'll assume that, and I would be like, "Wow, Melissa did a really good job."
Yes, exactly. If you want, I'll just like stand behind her and have my voice coming from behind. Just close your eyes the whole time. Don't look in the mirror.
Oh, so we didn't even mention you work at Sealy's.
Yes.
CLEES.
Yes. It's such
Plymouth.
I feel so bad because it's kind of like, it's like you look at it and you're like, is it Sealy? Like you,
yeah.
Sulu?
It reminds me of like KKD's.
Yes.
Because everyone's like KKD's, KKD's.
Yes, and that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but that's what makes us
so how long have you been working there?
Oh my God, I was doing this math and I keep on saying like 3 years, but
it's got to be longer than that.
Yeah, it is way longer than that, because I was just doing the math, and I graduated school in 2013, because it was like right after. So
that's at least 4 years.
Yeah. So, and literally right when I was done with school, I was like a month prior to graduating school, I was already working for my mom, which I was like, I'm not going to work for my mom. I'm going to do it on my own, blah, 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 blah. But then it was my mom my mom took over a business.
Yeah.
So now people are retiring, moving away, and want to work closer to home. Like, we had girls moving like over an hour away.
Yeah. So they're going to not drive an hour to
exactly.
work.
So
yeah.
Am I going to help out my mom, or am I going to go to another salon that I know probably would train me and everything else, but mom's already been taking me to classes for so many years.
Right.
And like, because she is such a passionate person about it,
mm-hmm.
and two, it's not because she's passionate about her career, but she also wants others to do good. She wants other people to succeed. She wants them to be happy and things like that. So she's a really caring boss. So I was like, am I going to go for a caring person, or am I going to go work for a corporate business that could not even know my name,
right,
to a person that could take full advantage of me?
And so it's kind of like the what you know.
Yeah.
So
pretty much like going right into like any job field. They're like, oh my God, is this person, you want to make sure your boss is good so that they're going to take care of you.
Yeah.
So it was like no brainer going to mom.
Now, how was the climate?
I gotta start calling her Tracy though, but if I go, Tracy, across the shop, she does not answer. Ma! She answers. Yeah. And then everyone looks at me because I'm going, Ma!
Well, that's her fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she hears with with Tracy, she's like, it's kind of like, like with someone, it's like, oh, they're saying someone else's name or something else.
Right,
you know, like if they go, oh, Andy. Yeah, well, certain people's voices, you're going to look.
Right.
Some people, just keep walking.
So what is it like between other hair salons? Is it like a kind of a friendly competition? Is it kind of like, don't go there, they're no good? Like,
I'm not like...
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I just kind of mean in general.
Who knows if other salons are like that?
Yeah.
Because I worked in, especially with my mom, she's always like, there's enough competition to go around. Don't try, especially in the work atmosphere, just in one salon, don't look at each other as competition.
Yeah.
You're here to build each other up. You're like me, I don't braid. Everyone else in my shop can braid. So if you want to braid, I'm honest, and hopefully one of my girls likes me that day, and hopefully, because we're all females. And I'm like, hey, can you help me? And most of them just help me.
Are you implying that, females can be catty, or?
Yes, come on, we all know that.
Yeah.
But that's what kind of, like, I always say, good karma goes around.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to constantly compete or put somebody else down, where, hey, I can't cut your hair, but my mother can. We still work together.
Oh, yeah.
But is she going to put me down because I can't cut your hair?
No, we put you down for other reasons.
Yes, exactly. But I'm honest about it, and I think that's what's difficult too, because we're people pleasers. We want to make you happy. So like me, like I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't like the haircut I gave you, and at all, and I know other people didn't, and that's fine. I didn't like it on you. It looked fine.
I don't know.
It looked fine, but.
And at the time I worked at Home Depot, I wore a hat all the time, so I didn't really care.
But everyone has like their niche.
I don't know if that's the right thing to say to someone who styled your hair. Be like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna wear a hat.
It's okay because like I have clients.
That's she's been avoiding you for like 3 years.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Like, do not sit in my chair. But I kind of like look at it as good karma goes around. I'm friendly. There's the tech program. So you're in school for 4 years at the tech program. There's at least 50 of those girls that either finish it or don't finish it. But do you think any of those girls work together?
Like after?
After.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But they all work in town.
Yeah.
They're all friends. They all go out together.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be really careful when you're in. And I think sometimes, too, you can get very caught up. But especially, too, if someone didn't like that experience, they didn't like that experience. Another salon's that experience. I don't look at it as competition. I look at it as it's a perfect fit for you.
Yeah.
And that can be really hard in this industry because everyone wants, because it's kind of like labor workers. You're not building a roof. You're not doing anything. You're not making any money. If I'm not having a client, I'm not pleasing my client. But at the same time, if I'm not pleasing them and they're not happy... They need to find that happiness.
Right.
It's their comfort. It's their therapeutic kind of thing, too, that I look at it. And I think some people, they don't look at it that way. Mm-hmm. They kind of have a grudge. You get comfortable with someone, and it can easily happen. You get comfortable, but then you're not happy. Then you go home and you're not happy.
Yeah. So I don't really understand how the business is set up as a whole, but generally
God, don't ask.
But you have people that, like... have chairs, so they kind of work for them, but they don't. So,
like renting.
Yeah,
like renting.
Like, is that a commonplace thing, or? I
would say like up probably the North Shore.
Yeah.
Area, but there are some areas around here. I would say more like barbers, like.
So basically, you'd have one person that owns the barber shop, but people rent chairs
in whatever you bring in commission-wise or whatever price you have, a portion of that because you're doing business in there because they're doing the lights, they're running the power, they're making sure that chair
probably
is clean
holding the insurance and
exactly.
Yeah.
Then that's where it runs a little different because a salon will only do it's like independent and not like the shop that I work at for.
Yeah.
We work for my mother. Mm-hmm. We have insurance over her. We pretty much work off a commission. So whatever we bring in, we get a commissions check.
Right.
Where
so like kind of
in a renting chair, the stylist holds the money.
Yeah. And
then they pay a portion of that to the owner. But that's where insurance purposes gets fishy.
Yeah.
Because of course it's fishy. I hate insurance. Ugh.
But
I could have had 5 cars by now. But like I'm 23 years old. The amount of money that I paid in car insurance, I could have had 3 cars.
But the kind of point that I was making was like in your business, an empty chair makes you no money. Whereas, like, if you worked a retail job, you're like, I don't give a shit if anyone comes in today.
Because I'm working hourly.
Right.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like...
So it's almost like being having your own business because...
Pretty much.
You know, if you have your own business and no one's coming in, you're like, oh, easy day. You're like, where the fuck is everybody?
Yeah, you want to keep busy. That's the whole mentality of it. And I think, too, it actually keeps you out of trouble.
I can't imagine that you would ever get into trouble.
I know. But or start 5 projects and you only finish 2 by the end of the day, or don't even finish 1. Mm-hmm. Because I do that, which is really, really bad. Still working on them. 23, so hey, not too bad. Yeah. Which I will say for I as a stylist, it's like always good to see yourself improve, but like then the business aspect comes into me because mom's put me in business classes and stuff as salon.
Right, but I mean, I feel like she's grooming you to take over the salon, and that's
yeah, and that's what I didn't want happening. Who wants to own a business?
You know what they say?
Everyone does nowadays.
Too fucking bad,
right? That's what everyone's telling me.
Yeah.
They're like, well, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Quote it, Andy.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like, no, I'm running far away from it, just like hairdressing, but then it like
at least you have a concept of what's involved. I feel like most people who want to own a business have no
concept
idea.
of it.
Yeah.
And that's why when people my age are like, yeah, and I'm going to own my own business, I'm like, oh my God.
And I'm going to make my own, I'm going to make my own hours. And you're like, yeah.
You don't, here's the thing, you don't make your own hours. You make your time off.
Yeah.
There's no making your time.
You're basically always working.
You're basically always working because, and two, that's the thing. It's like, if something happens or something with I'm gonna try and step in. I want to help, and that's the thing. I think with me, we always want to help. We never want to put someone down, and we never want to say, because too, hair is hair. You never know what you're going to do. That girl can sit here and say she's never colored her hair and da-da-da-da, but, oh, she did sun-in her hair a couple years ago.
What's sun-in?
What's sun-in?
Yeah.
It's the stuff that girls buy at CVS. Don't buy it.
Girls buy a lot of crap.
Yeah, but they don't buy the right stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Sealy's Hair Salon, come see us. By the right
Did I just
stuff.
hear a plug? I feel like I heard a plug. Yeah. Bump.
I hope they I don't think that made it.
No.
Hope not.
Oh. Well, Fish said that was a hair plug for our listeners.
I like the jokes.
Yeah.
I like the memes. They make me laugh. But
Oh, go ahead.
that was
didn't
funny.
mean to
I don't
interrupt
know.
you.
Go
All right,
ahead.
no, you go.
I don't know.
No. Everyone's
No.
listening. Talk.
No.
Talk, damn it.
Oh God, I can't conversation. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So totally got sidetracked there. Yeah.
That doesn't
So
happen with me.
you don't want to own your own business, but it sounds like you're going to be.
And I'm prepping myself. But right now, I don't want to be the one that goes, oh, I'm gonna own it, blah blah blah.
But do you have like some sort of vision, like, oh, it'd be cool if we could do
this and that
or
and
like,
that. Oh yeah. Oh my God, my Pinterest board. I will say, if I ever, and I can go in and I can be like, set up certain
we're gonna
things.
knock this wall down. And
Yes, I would have the best coffee bar ever. The best coffee bar in my shop.
I don't drink coffee.
That's fine. You can have
Is it gonna
your
be beer?
tea.
Is it gonna be beer at the coffee bar?
I wish we could, but we have Monte Cristos next door for that.
Oh yeah.
We have a couple of places around town.
I usually go to 42 degrees north.
Yeah, they get good mixers. I like the patio.
Well, it was cold last time I was down there. The patio was not
but
happening.
don't go to the patio before you come in and get your hair cut.
Again?
Because you may say, hey, like, I want, like, 3 inches off and da-da-da,
Oh,
and I'm
well,
feeling
yeah,
great.
for those-
I took, like, 3
For those who have that
martinis.
option, I usually take off my glasses and go, I trust
Trust
you.
ya? Yeah, no.
Good luck.
Not in my chair. Not in my chair.
Yet.
That's why we.
Yeah.
That's why we love other stylists and we prompt them.
Oh, I'm
up.
getting in your chair.
God, I swear to God, if you book, I mean, I'll I'll go do an errand. I literally leave the shop.
Melissa called in dead today.
Yes, I did. I'm not functioning. My car is not out back.
So, how many stylists work there alongside with you guys? Because I feel like every time I go in there, there's more people.
There is. And two, that's what's nice about this industry because, like, if you have kids, you literally can't, in this industry, as long as you are not a boss as a stylist, you can literally make your own hours. So we have...
So you would kind of be like, I want to work, between this time, and that's where you'd book your appointments?
Yes. Especially to the moms. Like, you gotta, like, they can't be in right at 9. The kids, like, has to be dropped off at school at, like, 8:50. So, like, So
like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30, yeah. You gotta make your own schedule. But, hey, we can't leave the kids home anymore because that's child abuse. So, you gotta go make sure Johnny's okay.
Listen, Johnny's 4. He can stay home all by himself.
Exactly.
Little shit.
Exactly. He can play with those matches. He
That's
is
right.
fine. But
little whiskey never hurt anybody.
yeah, exactly. And right now we have 6 total.
Yeah.
With myself and my mom, because we're behind the chair. And I think that's what a lot too people like underestimate is in the small, like, you're not just looking and watching your people, your stylist, your team working, and you're sitting back and like they think like, oh, we're sitting back collecting, and we're gonna go buy a new pair of shoes, and we're gonna go buy a hair pocketbook, and we're gonna buy our hair products and flip our hair all day and hairspray. Literally, no, we gotta go home and.
I feel like businesses with those type of owners don't last very long. The ones that kind of set everyone else to work and then kind of disappear.
Exactly. And that's what usually happens. But in this industry, where if she doesn't work, she's not paying her bills. Whatever the salon makes or so. Yeah. It goes back into the business. It goes back into the rent. It goes back into the electricity, the water. Oh my God. I'm surprised our water bill isn't more than what it is. But we're nice to our clients. So we don't drench them or shower them. Come in for a shower. I gave myself my first shower ever.
I'm sorry, what?
What a shower is? You pretty much like I
feel like
you don't have to sink.
That can't be true.
You don't have to sink fall. I call it giving yourself the shower, where or the little kid goes and see the
you have
fall,
the little sink
and the
thing.
knob and literally you turn the hose on, the hose flips all over. And they just made that up in the cartoon, but no, our hose knows if you turn it on, it literally waves around
like a lawn sprinkler.
Yes.
Okay.
So bad. So.
Well, I'm glad you're showering now.
Yeah, I am. I'm smelling like roses.
I was very confused what the hell you're talking about.
It's okay, I have bad analogies. That's what happens.
So now that you have had this experience, on the business side of it, does it give you a different outlook on, past jobs?
Yes.
Maybe you've been oh, that guy, blah, blah, blah.
No, I was totally right in 100%. If anything, I should have probably left.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not naming anybody. I was just in general.
No, I'm not, because I probably will say my first job ever, I should have left months and months and months ago. Yeah. Crazy months ago.
But just from the business standpoint, you have a kind of.
I understand it a little bit. Yeah. And I probably, some of the things I'm okay, maybe I, the way I reacted, I'm lucky I didn't get fired, but at the same time, as coming from a boss point, I could see how an employee was pissed off.
Right, yeah. And it's a fine line.
It is.
To walk, because you have to.
Because you can't abuse your employees. Right. You can't. And I think every job that I've worked at, I've seen, employees just get abused. Yeah. And I think that's where, and especially being in this industry, that's why I was I'm going to go work with my mom, because I don't want to get abused. Right. I don't want to have some, because I've heard horror stories of some of my friends out of beauty school getting, yelled at, or just getting, thrown on the floor, not what to do, and, what do you mean that, and just outrageous managers, yelling at them.
We always called it performance punishment, and it's those who performed well got shit and more work to do, and the ones that it's almost the ones who were incapable of working
got more.
Were almost somehow smarter, because it was people the boss would be well, I can't give it to them, so I'm going to give it to this guy who's overworked. Yes. And make him more overworked, and cut the guy who's not pulling his weight slack because he wants to get the job done. And it's yeah, but that's not right.
No. Yeah. It definitely is. It's an equal. Yeah. No, because it's not equilibrium, because the equilibrium, isn't that something in your...
no, it's not entirely... Equilibrium is when things kind of hit...
I'm way good at reference, or I'm way to, Maz with my references.
Like Maz?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. So, I recall one day we were at Lucioso's, you were waiting on... It was me and my kids.
Oh, God.
And Melissa came up, and she, took our order, and she walks away. My daughter's I love her accent. And I'm accent? She's from here.
Yes. Right from Plymouth, Mass. Jordan, before it was Beth Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out.
I'll have to let her know you're on the podcast.
I am. So. Oh, my God. Is this
I don't know if she would remember you.
She has to. As soon as she hears my voice.
Probably.
As soon as she hears his voice, which I feel
I actually just recorded a podcast with them.
You did?
It's going to be up like 2 before this.
Wait, did you do it with both of them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're old.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I always forget how old they are because I have
12 and 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's such a lie. But I feel like there's like
It's not a lie.
5 or a 4 in front of it.
Huh? For my
your kids. Oh, I thought you. Oh.
You think I'm talking about me?
No, I thought you were talking about somebody else. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Sorry.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I thought you were.
No.
I went back and forth with conversation. Sorry.
No, my kids are 12 and 14.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they're huge.
They're probably taller than me. Everyone's taller than
probably.
me.
Liam's almost...
Like these
Liam's
girls
probably
in prom,
taller than me now.
These girls in prom, like, holy moly, they could be, like, models walking down the runway. I'm, like, looking at them. I'm
so
like,
is that, like, your busiest time of year? Like, prom, I would assume?
Kind of. Any time from, I would say, right April. Like, right around April vacation because either families are going away.
Yeah.
And then the summer people are coming back. And then from April to September, it goes blink of an eye. It goes prom, weddings, engagement parties, baby showers.
See, I just find that weird. Like, to me...
It's all high school.
I mean, I'm like such... It's all high school.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because, like, it makes you feel good, so you gotta get your hair done.
See, I'm just like such a... My hair needs to be cut. Like, if
done.
I don't make an appointment, I'm just gonna... Like
my
let it go.
like I felt so bad. Like my auntie today. These short little things. They're probably about like 4'9" at minimum. They're like anywhere from 4'9" to like maybe 5 foot. I don't even think they're 5 foot anymore. They're really short ladies with like hair, like up and over the ears, pixie.
Does like the old lady do?
It takes me about from 9 to 12 to do their hair. I think, that's about 4 or 5 hours?
Okay. Is it how many people, though?
3 hours. Two of them.
Yeah.
These 2 little ladies to get both their hair done. Up and over the ears, short hair.
And
Got to tell me every
they
single
wanna chit-chat
time. No, not chit-chat. They want to tell me every time what their hair is going to look like. Even though they probably... My Nana's had the same hairdo since she was, like, married.
Do you ever have someone come in and be like, this is how I want my hair, and you're like, that can't be done?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm bluntly honest. Especially that with the famous picture, Jennifer Anderson.
People still want that? Yes. Isn't that, like, 1992-ish?
Nope.
No.
Or they come in and it's like, I want J-Lo. Well, you don't have enough hair for J-Lo, honey.
I can honestly tell you I don't know what J-Lo's hair looks like.
It's all like luscious.
For our listeners,
like me?
I wish we were on video. Because that was like the best thing ever. I don't even know how to describe it.
That's why I love the mirror because with my clients, sometimes they're like, because I do have a very different way of explaining things. So that's why I love some of I love my coworkers because we're all very different.
Yeah.
But I'm not very precise. I am very bad with my English language dictionary. I don't have one. My mom jokes around that it's the English Melissa's dictionary.
Yeah.
And there really is a Melissa dictionary. And some of my clients get it, and some of my clients laugh at me and go, this is sickening. I understand what you mean. And I can't believe I did because they've been with me so long. But, like, with the mirror and stuff, sometimes you gotta, like, do pictures or, like, kind of, like, you need to express with your hands, too, and I talk a lot with my hands.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed.
I have. We've talked before. This isn't the first time I met you.
I know. I feel like I'm being really good right now.
As long as you don't drum on the table, that's all I care about. So... Technology's been like a huge influence on pretty much everything now. Like, do you see for example, you guys, I'll schedule an appointment, I'll get an email, then I'll get a text message. If I miss my appointment, I have to be just completely brain dead because I get so many reminders, which is a good thing.
Yes.
But like, how do you see technology advancing?
For better.
Yeah.
Because it
well, I mean, specifically for hairstyling.
It's good because it takes a lot of pressure off of our job.
Yeah.
of having to, like, make sure so-and-so got their reminder, so-and-so got their email. Everything's, like, paperless.
Yeah.
You automatically are able to come in, because then she was called, and then she says she was never called. How is there proof of this?
Right.
Well, now...
But do you see it kind of like... Do you foresee a time where, like, someone could... Like, you could hold up an iPad to someone and, like, have their picture and be like, no, this hairdo, and, like, their hairdo changes on the iPad or something?
That already happens.
Yeah.
There's, that's why I'm, like, loving the company Matrix right now. It's a hair product line.
Okay.
They have everything, but there is something in their app where you literally can, like, take a picture and you can put other hair colors on yourself or other things out there. Like, they had it down in the hair show in not this past January, but 2 Januaries ago, where you literally, and it was a kind of like a big, like, clear screen. You stood in front of it, and it took your picture and put it on the tablet, and you were literally going through hairstyles. Yes, it kind of is nice, but at the same time, it didn't look real.
Right.
There will be a time where it does look a lot real, because there's Photoshop editing, and they come in and go, oh, I want my hair looking like this from Pinterest.
Yeah.
A lot of that, and you see this, like, you'll see the
and
same
still has
thing
to be
in 5 different colors. Like, you'll see the same girl, and you'll be like, wow, she changes her hair a lot. I want to change my hair a lot.
Yeah.
It's like...
And there still has to be kind of like that same, you know, you may want your hair like that, but, you know, you have curly hair and that's straight, you know.
And it's not
There's just some
work.
things that,
And that's where, like, the conversation part of it, like, consulting and talking to your client and getting to know them and know...
Not everyone just shows up and goes, I trust you.
Yes. Yes, no, not everyone does that. Some people, even though, like, my Nana... You cut her hair, and at the end of it, she goes, really good job, I love it, thank you. And she gets compliments all the time, because sometimes you tell her friends, because you do their hair, you just say her hair looks good. I don't even care if you don't like it. Say it looks good.
Yeah.
Because she thinks she has a hole in the back of her head, but it's really her colic when it grows too long, and she needs a haircut.
Yeah.
And they come in.
Oh, I see. You'll cut her hair with a colic, but not mine.
Her colic's a different colic than yours.
Yeah, whatever. No. Just because she's your grandma.
No matter what, she's going to be in her shit. Even if I tried to swap her to one of the other stylists, which I'm not saying I've done.
I feel like you're not saying you haven't done it either.
I haven't. Yet. But, like, she comes in, and she comes in, and she goes, honey, oh, dear. She goes, I don't know what is this, and this, and this, and da-da-da-da. Mind you, it's like, Nana, I could have already had color going, like, 15 minutes ago. I know how your hair is, but I want it up and over, and I want it short like the lady at the reception desk. I like how hers goes back and down. Okay, Nana, because yours does do that, but it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
She doesn't think it does that, but it does do that. And that's when you have to, some clients, you have to reinsure them, because it's like, I look at it, it's like me going to the dentist. There's no way in heck I'm going to the dentist and never being comfortable. Some people will just never go to the hairstylist and be comfortable because mom decided that a pixie would be great on them at 4 years old.
Right, yeah, so they have, like, bad memories or whatnot.
Johnny had an alfalfa for 5 years through high school.
Totally have. Funny story. and you know what's funny is, like, it just occurred to me, like, it's that one spot that it had to be. So when I was little, like, you know...
Did you have an alfalfa haircut?
3rd grade, like, the cut was a wiffle. So I'm like, I want a wiffle. So, you know, I get a wiffle, and that spot...
I'm surprised you didn't have a mullet back.
I had him... This was... Of course it did. It was like the 80s. Shut up.
Yes!
I'm talking about the wiffle, not the mullet.
Okay.
So, that one spot that we've been talking about grew straight out. So, like, I just have this alfalfa spot in my head that won't do anything. So I'm little. So I tried to take care of it myself and cut it myself.
Oh, my God.
My mother was so pissed.
Oh, my God. Did you, like, go short to it?
It was just a mess. Oh. I had to, like, go and get my hair whiffled again just to kind of take care of it. And since then, never had my hair that short.
Oh, my God.
And it's funny, like I never really thought about it, but it's
and it's
that
funny
spot.
because the first time I met you, you actually had a ponytail.
Yes, I did.
And I can't picture you with a ponytail now because you have such an awesome haircut.
I feel like you say that because your mom cuts it. Did you hear her say no? I didn't hear that.
No, she does give you a really awesome haircut. It's that talent. But I really, I'm like, oh my God, that's when we were talking about the different hairstyles.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
That's how I started going to you guys, is because your mom, I donated my ponytail.
For charity. Which very proud of you. Which I love that, because a lot of people,
Well, you heard the story behind that, right?
Yeah, didn't you donate it with your beard? No.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that was different. No, my mother had been going through chemotherapy.
Yep.
And she was starting to lose her hair. And so I was going to cut my hair. I was going to shave my head initially because she was losing her hair. And it was kind of like a...
You got to do it.
So I'm not an idiot, and I know how kids can be. So I'm like, well, I have to kind of run it by the kids first. And so I mentioned it to my daughter. She cried and wouldn't speak to me. She's like, you won't be a hairy monkey anymore. And so I'm like, shit, now I can't do it. So I kind of held off for a while, and unfortunately my mother, didn't, pull through. And so maybe a month after that, I'm like, I still want to do something. I still want to donate my hair.
Yeah.
And that's when I talked to your mom. She's like, come down. We'll cut it. I'll cut it for free.
Yeah.
And, it was great. And my daughter was a little better because it wasn't shaved.
Yeah. And I say, any, kids, especially, too, because they're such a young age. Sometimes I grew up with losing someone at a very young age to cancer.
Yeah.
And kind of really fast, a lot of, 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so me, just kind of, for a memory of them, I donated it. So now my mom's thing, especially where we lost so many family members so close, is doing a free haircut.
Yeah.
Which you should. And I remember at first I cut it and I was so happy, but I was like, my hair! And I was going through that awkward stage and I had a bob. So when a girl's going through her stage and she goes, cut it all off, cut it all off. Even the older women or they're pregnant, they come cut it all off. I will compromise with you. I am going to talk you out of your hair crisis that you want to do so bad and then hate me afterwards, which I've definitely said, you can't hate me after this. If I do this, you can't hate me.
I didn't hate you after you cut my hair.
Oh, thank God. It wasn't that bad of a haircut. It really, really wasn't. It's just,
I was okay with that.
It's not an Andy haircut.
I was okay with it. You were stressed out.
I was.
Yeah.
Because that's my job.
Yeah.
I stress more about your hair. My nephew, when I give him a haircut, and then he's with me all day. Oh my God.
Do you see every mistake?
Every little thing. I'm like, oh my God. But there's really not that much.
Right.
There's
but it's
really not.
No, but I think every...
I think because we're so passionate about it sometimes that we look at it.
I think that's a creative person thing.
Yeah.
Musicians always hear the missed note, and artists always see the slight mistake. And,
exactly.
Yeah. So where can people go to find out about Seeley's online? Is there a website?
Right now, we don't have a website, but we have a Facebook and many likers.
And it's CLEES.
Yep.
C-Lees. Okay.
LEES.
Okay. And you have many likers?
Yes, we do. We're over 300 right now.
Nice.
Which is pretty good in the Plymouth area.
Yeah. I've seen when I started working for the company that I worked my day job for, I don't think they had 300. So,
oh my God!
Yeah, and they're
it's honestly to get Facebook likes is
very difficult.
Hard.
Yeah,
it is so hard. But if there's a business or something you like, do it.
See, this is my thing: is if there's a business that you want to support, don't like their posts, share them. Share them. That's the most important thing. Share them. Yeah,
I'm such a big sharer and liker. I'm starting to really do share a lot more instead of like.
Because does nothing. Share gets it in front of other people.
Exactly. And especially,
Or if there's an event...
an event
that you are interested in going, even if you can't go, click
share.
interest.
Yes.
Interested. because
I
that
think
then
I
posted,
do this.
yeah.
I'm like double thinking if I do this right in your website.
I don't think you do.
Yes, I do. I know I share some things.
I can pull up some posts. I don't think you shared or interested, but whatever. We only had you on the podcast. Why would you be interested in what we do? No, we love you. That's why we had you on.
Hey, I love Canvas with you. My mother gets me in trouble with
the Canvas
you.
and Cocktails. That was fun.
Yes. Yeah. Mom gets me in trouble while I'm there with you.
I think you got yourself in trouble there.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I remember. But we won't get into that because that could cause some issues. So I just want to thank you for coming. This is pretty much over.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. See? It's fast.
Did I do okay?
Yeah. You don't mind being on camera, right?
I'm not on camera. If it's next time on camera with my hand actions, yes, because I talk a lot with my hands.
So, but thanks for coming down. It was fun, and people can check out.
Hopefully, you guys will ask me back, but probably not.
Why wouldn't we have you back? But people can check out Seeley's on Facebook and reach out and have
and Instagram if you hashtag Seeley's Hair Salon.
Oh, cool.
We do have a hashtag out there.
All right.
Yep.
And so they can call up and get appointments.
Yes. And
with Melissa.
We're going up.
And if Melissa's not available, make sure you get an appointment with Tracy. I got to promote you guys because
I know you want to, but I love them too.
Yeah. And if you have like a crazy psycho cowlick, Melissa won't cut your hair, but whatever.
I'm awesome with certain cowlicks, just not Andy's.
So, but thanks for coming on, and our listeners can follow, like, and share our post on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Inebri-art. You can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. And you can always check out our life drawing event the first Monday of every month at the New World Tavern. That's our biggest event and is always growing. And pretty much we'll do anything that we can do to grow the creative community down here in Plymouth. And thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.